note to self. This is why working out is so powerful and so important. Anytime you're thinking about people who they don't visualize, or they don't seem to, or they don't, do affirmations or all that stuff, but they're still successful. A lot of times what you'll find is that those people work out you probably first thing in the morning, right? And think about it. When you're in the gym early in the day, there's all those type A people in there that are in there. They work out and then they rush to work. And it just seems like many of those people are doing well in their careers. It's like, look at the vibes, look at the parking lot. But here's why working out is so important. It shows that your priorities are pretty much in the right place, right? Your priorities are in the right place, right? There's probably like one priority that's above working out, and in terms of like daily habits, and that's prayer. But in terms of habits on earth that you can do to help yourself to be better, working out is one of the main keys, if not the main key, probably other than like speaking positively, right? And this is why, as above, so below. If you want to do new habits, where are they going to go? Right? You got to keep in mind. So when you're working out, your body is not only learning new movements, your body is setting itself up and beginning to improve, right? Think about it. A new habit, a new positive habit is something new for your brain to do. It has to rewire and do different stuff, right? And it doesn't want to do that. It's not that it doesn't want to do that. It's just that it wants to do the same thing it was doing before. But when you do the habit of working out, what that does is that it changes your body for the better. It sets your body up so that your body is constantly going through growth and repair, and you're morphing into a better version of yourself physically. Well, as above, so below. What happens in your mind when you work out is that new spaces for positive thoughts and habits are now being created in your mind through your workouts. Because it's happening in your body, which means it has to happen in your mind, right? Your body is like a macrocosm or a microcosm or whatever. It's like a different level of your mind. And if you want to change things in your mind, like, I want to think more positive, I want to, start doing goal setting practices, and I want to do all this stuff. Well, then you want to start doing that in your body first. Do it in your body, right? And think about it. What's the point of all the goal setting and all that stuff if you achieve your goal and you're like in bad shape? You can't enjoy it, right? So like the main thing that you want to bring to your new successful life is a healthy body, right? Because your successful life includes like great relationships with your family, great relationships with friends, outstanding finances, right? Great experiences. All of those things are not nearly as good if you're in bad health. They're not even, you know what I'm saying? Like good health has to be a part of it. So that's like one of the main things, if not the main aspect of your new successful life, is having good health. And your body knows that. So doing that first makes all the difference. I've also noticed that when I work out in the morning, it kind of causes me to get a proper sense of urgency, and not like a hasty, I better, oh gosh, I have to go do that. It's not that kind. It's the kind that says, oh shoot, okay, it's this time. Shoot, there's stuff I want to get done today. There's stuff I need to get done today. Okay, let me get started on that stuff, right? As opposed to like that haze when you first wake up, which that haze is not really your friend unless you're using it positively for like affirmations and stuff like that. Ideally when you're on your way to the gym, right? And here's why other power tools or other creation games or other, like mind power techniques like visualizing and stuff like that. I know, I would say, affirm, right? But like visualizing and meditating as soon as you wake up, problem is that for you, you'll just go back to sleep. It's too low energy, right? Affirming is good because that's high enough energy, and you can do that on the way to the gym. You can do that as soon as you get out of bed, right? Prayer, you got to pray first, right? But prayer is like the beginning of your affirmations, really. The first of which being gratitude to God, right? And then after that, you want to keep the positive mindset going. It's one of the reasons why it's so important to pray as soon as you get out of bed, right? Because that starts your mental conversations. First of all, giving gratitude to God, but it gets them going in the right direction, which, according to the Tetris effect, can continue throughout the day, and it does continue throughout the day in different levels. So prayer, then boom. It's as far as habits, hit the gym. Affirm on the way, affirm in the gym. But also think about it. When you're working out, you get endorphins, right? What happens when you jog? First, it sucks. Then you start getting all these ideas. Why? Because you haven't, blood flow is going to your brain, for one, which is great for the rest of the day, because now you're more focused. You're more aware of what needs to go on. You're sharper, right? But those positive things you feel, those endorphins, they cause you to have positive thoughts. Well, guess what? Your goals are positive thoughts, right? Things you want to happen, right? How many times have you been jogging and then you get all these ideas? Why? Your brain's getting blood, you're getting endorphins, and what does focus plus endorphins usually do? It gives you positive thoughts, right? About things you want, right? And then all your goals are more positive aspects that you're going to feel good when you achieve them. Well, the microcosms of all those good feelings, where's that coming from, right? You can think of it in your head, but your body requires some of the raw material for those things. And the raw material is chemical, and it comes from working out, right? It's the endorphins and the other good things that your body does and begins to feel when you got a good workout in. So that's important. Remember also that Jewish quote that sweating is negativity leaving the body. And there's likely some aspect to that, especially considering that when you sweat, you also release toxins. So toxins on the physical level aren't healthy, but there must be a higher level of toxins, as above, so below, that's mental, that affects your mental, your thinking, right? One of the reasons why that study showed that when people cry out of sadness, that it actually has a different chemical composition than when people cry out of happiness. So the tears do. So same idea with sweating, from a workout, right? Something bad coming out. Get that stuff out, right? So it's like a physical version of clearing, right? Which can set up your system mentally to want to clear, right? So remember, the mind and the body, it goes both ways, right? Just like Tony Robbins talks about, hey, get some good posture. Your good posture will lead to good thinking, and good thinking leads to, these other good actions and stuff like that. But you can't just do it with the thinking side of it. You gotta sometimes go to the other side and do the physical side and let the physical go over to the thinking, right? It's one of the reasons why affirmations are so important, right? It's easy to say what you want to say, and then once you do it enough, boom, it starts to get into your mind, right? And so working out is like a physical form of affirmation. Like if your body had to do affirmations, it would be working out, right? In a way. And then also keep this in mind as well. Whenever you're working out, you're pushing through resistance, right? You're pushing through obstacles. You're lifting things and you're doing things that are that put strain on the body, put stress on the body, right? And if you work out to failure and then you come back stronger, that is a wonderful microcosm, or that's a wonderful precursor to thinking the same way, and also accomplishing things in your life, right? If you want to be more successful, what does that take? That takes going past things or going through things that you need to do in order to be successful, accomplishing things, right? Usually they're things that you haven't done before, right? That take like effort and focus and all these like mental, strengths, right? Well, you set that microcosm in your body by actually doing that with your body, as above, so below. Remember, you break through obstacles with your body. You break through resistance with your body, and then mentally you break through resistance, as opposed to succumbing to resistance, right? So you set up mental willpower and mental abilities by setting up physical abilities, working out, and the such like. So you want to definitely work out. Take some time to work out, and on top of that, you also just vibrate higher, right? Which is more enjoyable, and it's better for business. You know that that good feeling you get, that great feeling you get after you worked out, and then you shower and you put on the outfit. Man, that's a good feeling, and that feeling is very close to the success feeling that you get, whenever you've done something or accomplished something that was important to you, and you know that. So, and that's your body. It's almost like your body telling you, "Hey, do this again," right? But it's also your body telling you, "Hey, this feeling matches what you like," right? Hey, boom. It's the door to the natural, one of the main doors to the natural positive chemical library, is to work out, right? And it sets up the other things. And I've also noticed that I don't overdo the other creation games, like visualizing when I worked out, because working out gives you a connection to the earth. If you tend to be the type of person that's always like thinking and in your head, you especially need to work out, because you need a connection to the earth to make sure that your wonderful thoughts connect to action, connect to your body so you can carry them out. And working out does that, right? So it makes it so that, hey, you visualize, but you visualize for, the right amount of time, and then boom, get to action. Meditate, but you meditate for an ideal amount of time, get to action, right? I've had times I visualized, but longer than I thought I wanted to visualize. And then the result, you know what the result was. The result was feeling behind. And then that vibration is, you don't want the things that are drawn in through that vibration, right? You want to visualize for the ideal amount of time. And then let your mind naturally visualize positively throughout the day as you do your different tasks. And working out is one of the great ways to get that going. So that's super important. That is super important. Keep in mind also, I'm pretty sure that, and I'll look into this, but when Paul said working out is of little benefit, keep in mind that doesn't mean it's not beneficial. Oh, it's not beneficial, it's only a little. He's saying, it's beneficial, but it's, something more beneficial is, building your spiritual life. So that's why prayer is first, right? But keep in mind, he was talking to a society which, from what I know, was really into physical beauty. He was talking to Romans and the such like they were all about, fitness and that kind of thing. From what I know, I'll look deeper into it. But so him telling them that was like, what? Because they already had the value of working out. They already knew the value of working out. You see what I'm saying? So he was talking to them from that standpoint of, man, you people already understand working out. Let me tell you something new. That working out, that's just little value compared to spiritual, right? Connecting with God, You can be in bad shape and still go to heaven. See what I'm saying? But in terms of habits that'll make your life better here on earth, and even make you a better Christian, because you'll be feeling more emotions of joy, and you'll be being a good steward of your body, which is your number one physical possession. There's no point in being a great steward of other things. Well, it's not that there's no point, but it doesn't make sense to be a great steward of other things and then not a great steward of the most important thing physically that you have, which is your body. No, I take care of my car. Okay. Do you take care of your body? I get. No. First things first. Right? First things first. You take care of your soul by submission and obedience to Jesus. Right? Jesus wants you to be a good steward of the things that he gives you, and then he'll give you more. Right? That's why when you work out, when you use your body you use your health to work out, well, guess what? He gives you more health. So from that standpoint, you working out is important to your spiritual life, because if you don't do it, you're not being a good steward. Right? How many studies have you heard of that talk about, you'd be better off smoking cigarettes and working out than not smoking cigarettes and not working out. Right? Or how many studies have you heard of that just talk about, how many health problems just go away just from working out? Right? How many things that people do that if they just worked out, they probably wouldn't have so many problems with some of the things they do. Similar to like drinking water, like so many things, just your body can just deal with it and still thrive if you drink enough water. Working out is like that. So that's being a good steward, and it has an effect on your mind. The things you do in your body affect your mind. So it helps you to be balanced. You don't want to just be always learning and not putting things to practice. Right? Working out is like one of the main ways to get your mind to connect to your body in such a way that the good things of your mind turn into good actions as opposed to just good thoughts. Right? You know how important it is to work out, so you got to do it. But when you do it, that's like programming yourself to take positive action on your positive thoughts, as opposed to just hearing them and then forgetting about them before the time comes to take action on them. So that's an outstanding idea to just embrace and embody ASAP. Also, experiment with the idea of matching up new habits with new workouts. Like, for instance, if you start bench pressing on the regular, well, maybe that can align with another habit, like like journaling regularly, right? And then you start doing let's say squatting. Okay, well, squatting, now that you're doing squatting regularly, maybe you start affirming more, or whatever. But just experiment with that idea. But the main thing is that workout. And also remember this. Even times when I felt rushed, whenever I took time to work out, I stopped feeling rushed and I started feeling gratitude. And then usually if it wasn't something where I had to be somewhere right then and there, I still got where I needed to go. And still did fine with whatever I was doing, and most of the time it went better. So keep that in mind. Work out, man. Super important. Super important.